all I have to say is they sold these games for full price. So if you sell a game for full price, you have to give a full-fledged gameplay experience. A lot of the games on my list did not, and I think that's one of the reasons why we say these games are disappointing, because you're telling me Sea of Thieves is as good of a game and is worth as much money as God of War or Red Dead Redemption 2. You're out of your mind. You're absolutely just lying if you think that game is as good as those other games with quality and the amount of gameplay. It's not. It's crap.
Someone sure is salty.
So you can't charge the equivalent. You can't. And that's one of the major failures of games in the modern era. We're all selling for the same price, but we're all giving you drastically different non-scaled gameplay experiences. Goldry Bluzco just did 100-bit cheers. It's surprised we didn't see No Man's Sky on the list. Well, here's the thing. Even though, yes, I did go back and play No Man's Sky in 2018, I felt it didn't qualify for the list because technically it wasn't released in 2018. Now, admittedly, PUBG was released in late 2017, but it was released so late in 2017, there's really no opportunity to review it when it was going to be updated and evolved on the Xbox One over the course of several months. The bottom line is, PUBG might have been one of the best games of this year if it actually was updated properly and everything over the course of 2018 and it actually ran better. The case in point, it was the complete opposite. It just continuously was shit, okay? But, yeah, I couldn't include No Man's Sky because guess what? That's not a game from this year, okay? Pidaris, just cheers. The most sub to channel is Sea of Thieves only. The game isn't all that different from launch. The commentary and playstyle is what matters. If you're into role-playing as pirates, I guess this is the best game ever. For me, I was expecting more. And Thuggins tipped me $60. Wow, thank you very much, Thuggins. He says, Microsoft wanted me to pass along this refund for Sea of Thieves. Wow. So, let's actually update the leaderboard here. And, you know, the thing is,
update that leaderboard, dude, right?
I told you I actually did the Game Pass. So I ended up not paying for it.
He might be.
Good because if I had actually paid for it, I probably would have been incredibly disappointed. At paying $60 for that.
Free sub ready.
Game that I played I believe I played it 3 times.
No subs.
And I had seen everything there was to do in the game except the Kraken, which honestly wasn't even worth looking because I saw a video of it on the internet. I was like, well, I'm going to bother to do that. All you do is you shoot cannonballs of tentacles, and it's over within like 10 minutes. So what was the point, right? So, yeah, what a disappointment. All right, so ladies and gentlemen.
Of course he's sick, dude. He needs that money. He really does to pay his bills.
But I do want to say thank you very much for watching my year-end disappointing games of 2018 countdown. I hope you enjoyed the more live interactive version and the fact that this countdown is all one video now as well, which is something people asked me for years. They said, Phil, can you just make your year-end countdowns one video? Well, I'm now making this only one video. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, whether you were here live on stream and interacted with me.
I just caught the ending of it. I woke up late.
If you watch this on demand on YouTube after, either way, thank you guys very much for that. I appreciate it. And until next year,
I was gonna be up earlier, but
thanks a lot for watching.
The video I recorded last night took 4.5 hours to edit.
Phil signing off. See you later.
See you later.
All right. So that's my most disappointing games countdown, everybody.
Take a sip.
Pretty good, right? All right. So I'm now ending this, guys. What I'm going to do is take about a 20-minute... You can hear my voice is hoarse now. I just talked for over an hour straight. I'm going to take about a 20-plus minute break, all right? When I come back, it's going to be my Game of the Year awards, all right? Hopefully there will be no technical difficulties with that, because it looks like I finally worked through
dude, he got it professionally done.
All right? So hopefully you guys are enjoying yourselves. I want to say thank you to everyone who's contributed. In particular, let's take a look at subs, because I know there were a lot of subs during that segment.
I highly doubt
1786. Well, she went down a sub. Well, what can you do, right? Thank you to Genticle for the top cheer today so far.
He's at 627 viewers, so he's gonna take a break.
Top tip, $60. Very much appreciated. Okay. All right, I'll be back in like 20-25 minutes, and then we'll do the Game of the Year awards countdown. All right. Thanks, everyone. I'll be back shortly.
The sub purge is coming. That's right. I love that. He's got 628 people watching. Takes a break. But dude, he needs to take a break.
We'll fucking show him.
So while he's on break, let's do this. Mute his ass. God, it's so fucking annoying. He sounds exactly like he always does. So while he's gone, let's do this.
Doo-doo-da, cheers, is with the Kingdom Hearts coming out. You finally tell us why you put the chat and sub only when you're extra trolling your viewers in the last Kingdom Hearts playthrough. Yes, I did it to annoy people like you. Really fucking annoying children.
I just got out of the shower.
And really
so
were
wet.
pissing me off that day. Basically, what I wanted to do was take a stab at you and say, fuck you, stop being entitled brats in my chat. So I put it in the sub-only mode. That's why. There's your answer.
So you admit you're shitting on your
Waiting years
fans.
for your answer. Now you have it. Okay.
Asshole.
Finally, you got your answer. Oh. People are saying, why did you read that? Because there's no point. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm an asshole.
Okay.
Everyone knows I'm an asshole. Ah, what an ass. Spider-Man trailer. Awesome. Let's see. Where's no? Oh. I will actually be going into this a little bit on my channel. But they can see there, maybe. Hey, I have 628 people watching. You know what I should do? Take a break. No. That's the very, very wrong time to be taking a break, asshole. But, let's see. From the 7th to the 14th, he did his $200 tip goal. He reached it twice. Both times he went well over, no, $83 and $54. Then the other times, no. I think his lowest was 42. His highest was 283. Now let's see. But they have it right here. Oh. His average was $145.75. Huh. And he made a total of $1,166 in 7 days. In 1 week, he made almost $1,200 just on tips. That's not counting. Look at that. He went from 628 to 482. He went from 628 to 482. What a dumbass. Huh? I don't know if it's going to be after. It might be a prequel. I'm hoping it's a prequel to Infinity Wars. And like the end credit scene will be him getting on the bus with Stan Lee as the bus driver. Hey, Mr. Lee. Oh, Peter. You ready to go home? Sure am. Now, that would be awesome. It's fine. I just started 7 minutes ago. But I love that. Before, he had 628 people watching. He had 628 people watching. He's now down to 455. 455. You lost almost 200 viewers because you wanted to go take a 20-minute shit break. Are you fucking kidding me? Let's see. Oh, I thought he was going to stop the tips goal. Like, dude, I got paid today, so I don't need to do the tips goal anymore. Tips goal is still up there. $22 out of 200. Are you shitting me? Let's see. I know I got more, don't I? Oh, here it is.
Right now, all right, I am barely making enough money to make ends meet. Barely. Every month, I barely am able to pay all of my bills. Just being real with all you guys. My debts, my credit card debts, have significantly exponentially increased in what they want
you're an idiot.
from me. Because interest rates have raised 3 times or more.
Interest rates only matter if you don't pay your bill. You pay your credit card off every month. You don't pay a single penny towards interest. I've had multiple credit cards for years. I've not paid 1 penny towards interest. Ever.
More over the last 2 years. And I basically am barely making ends meet as it is. All right. That's why I really need to refinance my house. I hope I could do it this year. Worst case scenario, hopefully next year. Or else I don't know what else I'm going to do. I'm going to have to sell it. Okay.
Then sell it,
Put me on a
asshole, and move back to
plan,
Connecticut.
Fixes nothing. So now they're putting me on a payment plan that I could barely afford. If I can even afford it, I don't know where the money's going to come from. Where's this extra money going to come from for the payment plan? I have no fucking idea. I can't raise enough money now to pay my bills.
$12,000
Oh,
from.
by the way, then there's the
Emerald
next year's
7.
taxes. You see what I mean? What I need to do is raise as much and hopefully pay these taxes before the end of April. Then it'll be clear. Then I can worry about the next year, tackling the next year instead of.
So he's already setting up for, wah, I need tax money, wah.
Still paying for last year and can barely make ends meet. Now I can't pay next year either. You see what I mean?
You're
This
just
doesn't
garbage
work.
with money.
Well, either way, because there's 2 things that the government will do. They'll either put me on a payment plan or they'll put a lien on my house. Neither is good. They're both terrible. Okay, so that's
really
why
a payment plan is a terrible idea. That you might actually be able to afford it, asshole.
All right.
All right, you're terrible with
Right
money.
now. All right.
Yeah, we know you're garbage. And I see from Thyre. Dude, if your credit card payments are exponentially increasing, it's likely that your interest rate is increasing. The only reason the interest rate rises like that is you have worse and worse credit. Actually, it's most likely because the dumbass, he's even admitted to this, that he's like, oh, this credit card has 0% interest for 18 months. I'll just throw everything on there. 18 months later. Oh, this one has 0% interest for 12 months. Throw it all in there. Now, 0% interest, great. Be able to pay down until you owe nothing. So when that introductory rate ends, you owe nothing. But this is DSP we're talking about. This is the guy that went, all right, minimum payment's $35. I'll pay $35. What? That wasn't enough to pay off my credit card and I still owe more money? What? Be hilarious if he lost the house. Yeah, it's not their problem that he owes more money. Ooh, happy birthday, Earl. And not only does he make more money than a regular job, dude, he makes more money than Tevin, dude. How come Tevin doesn't do this full time if he's making so much money? Huh. Maybe his job offers health benefits. Maybe his job offers stable income. Maybe his job offers him just a chance to get out of the house. I work with plenty of people that worked somewhere for 35, 40 years, retired, got bored sitting on their ass all day. All right, we'll get a part-time job somewhere. They got a part-time job where I'm at. 3, maybe 4 days a week. They show up, they work 4, 5, 6 hours, and then they go home. It's just something to get them out of the house. Like, they don't need the money. They just want to get out of the house. And so they do. But the DSP doesn't want to get out of the house. He never wants to leave the house. Which, don't get me wrong, my favorite place in the world, balls deep in a woman. Second favorite places in the world, home. I can understand wanting to be at home, but that much?
My God! Oh my God!
Oh, we're... This is gonna run him over. Run him over. Got him!
Well, there was no way to move.
You could have rolled out of the way. There was no way to move. You could have rolled out of the way, jackass. Yes, like a deer in the headlights in the middle of the day, a deer clearly saw it coming and didn't mind dying. Nothing he could do, dude. Nothing he could do. That is great. Let's make that bigger. Let's see. What? Okay, so there's the truck. Right, where is it? There it is. It's right there. Roll out of the way. Roll out of the way. Roll out of the way. Nope.
Well, there was no way to move.
You're in the middle of an open field. You saw the truck coming from a mile away and you didn't move. Oh, what a dumbass. Ah, that is terrible. I couldn't move. Yes, you could. More thottery. Don't play Shenmue 2, play Dark Souls again, or listen to the fans. What does the pig roach do? This comic was made by Nobi. Yeah. Play Dark Souls, say everyone wanted it. But guys, this time I'm doing a magic run, dude. I'm doing a magic run.
I'm very appreciative of all you guys who are here every day, who are being supportive. You know, obviously, super duper thanks to Emerald 7 who gave me hope. Like, I'll be honest, until Emerald 7 showed up in December with that very generous gifted subs, I thought I had no hope whatsoever of paying these taxes. I thought it was over. I was like, that's it. I'm selling my house in 2019. There's just no way around it. Now I kind of have a glimmer of hope because at least, I'd say probably at least a third to half of what I owe is taken care of, at least. Okay? I honestly won't know until my taxes are done, which is going to be a significant amount of time still. But I'm hoping that because of that, I've got good headway, and now maybe I could do some special things to raise extra funds, and I could make it, and I could do it. Okay, so let's see. Let's see how it goes. All right.
Oh, more.
Heed Jabs did a 95-bit cheer and says, Phil, can you consider streaming earlier 8 straight hours a day with breaks? I'm sure you see an increase on only one stream. The thing is, I can't stream any earlier because Kat needs to sleep. Like, if I stream even earlier, she's going to just hear me talking. She won't be able to sleep. That's messed up. She works late. Kat works very late. Kat doesn't get home some nights until midnight. So, you know.
I don't get home from work until 2, but all right.
She's trying to go to sleep. I'm not going to stream at 7, 8 in the morning, and now she interrupt her sleep fucking schedule. That's messed up.
You have soundproofing on the wall, and if you talk like a normal human being, like, say, your pre-streams, you're going to tell me she can't sleep through your pre-streams?
I'm basically, right now, streaming as much as I possibly can. I stream
Takes a day off.
at a normal hour in the morning until around a dinner time when I take a short break of an hour to 2 hours. Then I stream more. Some nights I can go even later, right? I'm streaming the exact hours I can to not be intrusive with our private lives, all right? I'm not going to be able to extend my streams at all unless I do a one-time special event, okay? Like a marathon.
Like a 16-hour marathon that he's planning on doing?
Like that. That's different, okay?
That's different, dude. It's okay for me to interrupt your sleep on that day, though.
First start as we boot up. So
Let's
last
pause
night...
that video real quick so I can go check it. Chat. Yeah, and when she's not working, she's at the gym to get away from him. Surprise, surprise, imagine that. But wouldn't you be getting away from him as much as possible? Oh, I know, let's bring out... Da-da-da. Oh, hey, that's in the way, isn't it? Yes, it is, so you can't see it. But we already saw when I clicked on it, sure he's going to keep tips goal up, which he's keeping the tips goal up. We can see it right now. He's got the tips goal up. He made $1,166 just in tips. So he's made well more than $1,600 if you include all the bits and stuff, plus YouTube revenue, plus Teespring, plus whatever else behind the scenes. Hello, there we go. Had that cut out and saved just in case. But here is Wings of Redemption trying to help DSP. Who other than Jordy could sympathize with Phil playing a couple hours longer than usual with hours of breaks, LML. All in a couple of months, I'm probably going to need drastic measures to attempt to help with my tech situation. My idea, my first ever real marathon. This is going to be your first real marathon? So all those other marathons you did weren't real? I'm glad I paid all that money to Patreon so I could get a not real marathon, right guys? That would last at least 16 hours. Maybe cover an entire game. What would you like to see me marathon? Let me know. Dude, just set up payments on your taxes. Stop stressing yourself out. They'll work with you. And that is true. The IRS will work with you. The IRS does not want your house. They do not want your car. They want money. They seize your house. Well, no, they got a house. What are they going to do with it? They got to sell it to try to recoup the money you owe them. They got to get a realtor. They got to put it on the market. Maybe they're lucky. They sell it in 3 months. If they're not lucky, it sits there for 3 years and they can't get rid of it and they're stuck with this house. They will work with you. They want your money, not your house. No matter how much DSP cries about it, they don't want his house. They want his money that he owes them. Oh, wait. Wrong one. And then I think I had one more. Oh, I don't have one more? Alright, well, let's have a lovely lady join us. How is this Starfire better looking than the one that the CW did? Not CW. DC. DC's version of freaking was just garbage. It's like, how is this cosplayer doing a better job than you, DC?
I was actually looking at some of the suggestions people had submitted for the upcoming retrospective event, and someone linked a video from 2013 when I'm doing a vlog, and during the vlog, now keep in mind this was before I was doing
Twitch
live streaming the way I do it now with the professional mic setup and everything. This was back when I was just in my condo.
Professional mic that he's constantly going burp, Snort. Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle.
In Connecticut, talking to a little mic on a table, big echoey room. I still had the exact same,
Stupidity?
problem with post-nasal drip. I've had it my whole life. You know what it is, though? Back then, before I had the professional mic setup and all of this, you didn't really hear it. Because I was talking in this video, doing a vlog, and all of a sudden, I could feel, I could see it. It hit me, and I just, like, clear my throat and do that snorting sound that everyone makes fun of me for now. And I did it, and you could barely hear it. Because it was back then, it was me sitting in this echoey room. And so
it was an echoey room, wouldn't it? I don't know. Make the sound echo?
Really catch on a camera. It wouldn't catch on the mic. Now it does. So I think that's why when I changed my setup in 2014 to be more professional and have this office where I have a mic now and everything that's more professional.
You could blow your nose. He's already said, I can either snort or I can blow my nose. So I choose to snort because that's way more annoying to you assholes.
Then people started making fun of me for it. And it's like, I know why, because then you could finally fucking hear it. You know, from 2008 to 2014, you couldn't really hear it at all.
Snort. I love how he ended it with a snort. I love how he ended it with a snort.
All right. I am...
Did I go through this? Maybe. I don't know. Yes, this is the 2-hour pre-stream while we wait for Asshole to come back. Let's see. Is he back yet? Nope, not back yet. And mind you, before he went on break, he had 628. He's now down to 432. He's lost almost 200 viewers for no other reason than he had to go on break to snort. You just lost 200 viewers because you refused to sit there for another hour. Guys, I just talked for an hour, dude. I just talked for an hour. I gotta take a 20-minute break. The fuck? I talk for 8 hours at work and I don't get to take a 20-minute break every hour. Fuck you, dude. Anyways. Yes, I have died. But I hate DSP so much I've come back from the dead just to point and laugh at him.
Want from me? Right now, alright, I am barely making enough money to make ends meet. Barely. Every month, I barely am able to pay all of my bills. Just being real with all you guys. My debts, my credit card debts, have significantly exponentially increased in what they want from me because interest rates have raised 3
Yeah, muted Mike, baby. Something he could do.
times or more over the last 2 years. And I basically am barely making ends meet as it is. All right, that's why I really need to refinance my house. I hope I could do it this year. Worst case scenario, hopefully next year.
Yeah, we already covered this. We already covered that. From Lip John. Terrible. Oh, his twit longer, which is already irrelevant because he's already decided that he's going to play Dark Souls. Let's see, you could either play Ace Combat 7, more Minecraft, or a Dark Souls Remastered Magic Run. And mind you, he went out and immediately bought Dark Souls again. He already owns it like twice. So he's bought it for a third time. Yes, Teja, he should be blowing his nose instead of snorting because he just swallows all that mucus right back into his... Ugh. He needs to blow his nose. Mute the microphone, blow your nose, unmute, you're good to go. We know he has tissues. GTG's pointed out he has tissues there. It's not for blowing his nose, it's for something else, but he's got tissues there. When his fans send him money, he's not as entertaining. He's more entertaining when he's crying about money. Nope, still not back yet. Dick. Anyways, an update regarding upcoming game schedule. Everyone here is torn, there's no consensus, blah, blah, blah. No, you just don't want to do anything. I cannot justify paying $60 for Ace Combat, so I bought Dark Souls Remastered. You already own Dark Souls. Again, he already owns Dark Souls multiple times, so he went out and bought it again. He went out and bought and bought Dark Souls again. Mr. I have no money. Now you could have been like, oh, I'm going to choose Dark Souls because Dark Souls, I already own it. So it's not going to cost me anything. I can just go and play it. Yay. No, he goes out and he buys it again. Oh, and he just updated his schedule to include on Friday night, Fist of the North Star. Remember the game he gave up on because Sega claimed one video? Sega claimed one video, he completely ended the run. Theo, praise be the bun, comes out and says, hey, why doesn't he just finish North Star? Oh, look at that. Immediately, the next day. Guys, I'm going to finish Fist of the North Star on... You really spelled it first. It's Fist, not First of the North Star, as far as I knew. Anyways, but yeah, he's going to be playing Fist of the North Star on Friday night. Wow. If all goes well, Thursday should be my day off this week. Taking a day off. Mr. I have no money. I need money. Please, someone help me. I need to pay my bills. Takes Thursdays off. Well, Teja, especially in the Seattle area, with a lot of them being tech companies, they might Google his name like, all right, let's see what puzzle we need to type. Philip Bennell. Oh, shit. I don't want to be working with the guy. Terrible. But yeah, he's already bought Dark Souls Remastered again, so he'll be playing that. So this entire twit longer of, maybe I could play Resident Evil 2 demo, maybe I could play Ace Combat 7, maybe I could play this, I could play that. Nope. You already bought Remastered, dumbass. Oh, this is fucking great.
I like zip instead of gap. Zip.
Oh, this isn't the right one, damn it.
Usually flopped now. Yeah, gap used to be humongous back in the like. Oh my god.
It is pretty funny that he can't even drive down the road, but. Oh, where was that? Not the video I was looking for. Hi, GTG, Double Pup. Well, there it is, I think.
I'm reading what people are saying. Oh, it's deeper in the airport. Oh no, it's not there. It's in the city. They trolled you. Fuck you.
He's so used to having chat hold his hand. Guys, where do I go? Deeper into the airport. Okay. No, it wasn't deeper in the airport. But now he is. This is great rant. I love this rant. This is the best rant I've ever heard.
I want to fucking do this again, you assholes. Why would you tell me that?
Why would you tell me that? To troll you, asshole, because you're an idiot.
What the fuck?
Relies on chat to do everything for you.
Where is it? It's not on my map. Oh my god, 30 seconds to get there.
Wait for it.
Oh
Wait
my
for
god.
It gets better. Because somehow the trolls trolling him
I can't
made
do
him
it.
wreck. How? I don't know, but it's their fault.
It's done. I
They
can't do
wrecked.
it. It's over. And that's because some asshole told me it was deeper in the airport. I just wasted all my time. So fuck you, whoever said that. That's fucked up, man.
That's fucked up that you trolled
That's
me,
fucked up.
dude.
Why?
Maybe if you didn't have chat holding your hand, you wouldn't have done that, asshole. Oh, Mundane Matt. Matt is not the father and his false flags. I love that. That's hilarious. Is he back yet? Nope. Yeah, he could have looked up a guide for it instead of relying on chat, but dude, he needs that chat. He really does to hold his hand. So fucking stupid. I just don't get it. Like, seriously. What the fuck was he thinking? Like, I can understand, like, alright, maybe not the nicest thing to do to someone. But when you have chat holding your hand, Reagan Wolf, check her out. She's awesome. Oh, this is also awesome. On the left, you have The Craft. On the right, you have X-Men Evolution, I think it is. And they've done this multiple times where they did an homage to other movies. Well, to movies and all that for their TV show. Like, that is so fucking cool. And if you've not seen The Craft, watch The Craft. The Craft is a great movie. I don't know. I think even if he had two moms, one of them would have made him responsible for something. In fact, oh yeah, here. If I recall, they also based the Royal Kitty dance on Faith and Buffy's nightclub dance from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and they did. That is awesome. Just nice little mod. Oh, ooh, another one.
But the bottom line is, if you're tipping me, you should be tipping me to help. And, you know, to keep me streaming and stuff. Not tipping me because you want me to sing fucking Snake Eater. What the hell, man?
Someone tipped him like, hey, here's $10. Sing Snake Eater, dude. And he went on a little rant about it. Like, he just can't do anything, can he? Aw, puppy. Hey, puppy. Oh, this is also interesting. Evidence against the argument that Superman's disguise wouldn't fool anyone. Dolly Parton lost a Dolly Parton lookalike contest to a drag queen. Charlie Chaplin didn't even place at a Charlie Chaplin impersonator contest. Hugh Jackman went to a Comic-Con as Wolverine. Only 2 people noticed him, and one told him he was too tall. Christopher Reeve used to go to a restaurant in costume when filming Superman. When he went in the Superman costume, everyone loved him. When he went in the Clark Kent costume, no one realized who it was. And let's not forget, Henry Cavill went to Times Square and stood under the poster that had himself on them, and no one recognized him. When Marilyn Monroe wanted to go out and not be mobbed by people, she would just put on a brunette wig. And when she was done, I was like, alright, take the wig off. Oh my god, it's Marilyn Monroe! Like, as weird as it sounds, it works. It's amazing how easily disguises are. Oh.
And to the moron... Sounds good?
Sound good?
And to the moron in the stream chat who just said, get a real job then, guess what? This is a real job. This pays more than any other job I ever had. If I got another job, I'd make less money, and I would be even worse financially. You are a moron. Congratulations. All right.
Makes more money than I've ever made before. Also, give me money. Yep, that's it for this one. Oh, he's back.
With that really generous top tip. Thank you guys very much.
Wet snort.
All right.
He couldn't do it a wet snort when he was off camera, could he?
Games. You want to hear about good games, right? The best games.
Yes, it has Nev Campbell in it.
All right.
The Craft is awesome. It's one of my favorites.
Lozenge.
Take a sip.
Pink. All right, we ready? All right, let me get the Game of the Year music playing. Hold on.
Let's move him over a little bit.
All right, here we go. Ready? Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, OBS error.
Oh no, he won't be able to record it. Oh no, what will his
That's a bad
5
start.
fans on YouTube do?
Let's try it again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Hey, look at that. Just like I just pointed out.
Hill's Game of the Year
Tip Skull
Awards
is
countdown
back.
for 2018. As
It's
you can
greed.
see this year,
The greed
I'm
is
going to be
massive.
doing things way differently, rather than being a series of edited videos that I release over YouTube.
Yeah, he's too lazy to remove it. It's
Instead,
going to
I'm
be
doing
there
this as a
forever
live
now.
stream on my Twitch channel. So there's going to be
He's at
live
$103.
interaction.
Are you
There's
shitting
going to
me?
be people in the stream chat who are going to be talking during the course of me doing my countdown and interacting with me. There's going to be opportunities, you're going to see pop-ups and stuff going on, because this is a live stream that I'm also happen to be recording and uploading to YouTube as my Game of the Year Awards countdown, all right? I'll be honest with everyone, 2018 was a year when a lot of games disappointed me. There's a lot of games that I felt had a lot of potential.
They disappointed him because they
ended
didn't
up
make him
fizzling
money.
out and or being games that were
This
so
game was supposed
bad
to save my
that I
channel,
didn't
and it
even play them.
didn't. So that makes it a bad game.
Fallout 76 and Battlefield 5, that normally those would have been shoo-ins for games that I would play, ended up being so disappointing and bad
Not
that I just
possible.
skipped them.
She's
So,
there for the house.
to do my actual Game of the Year awards list this year, was actually tough. It was actually very hard for me to look through all the games I had played in 2018 and say, here's 10 games that are must play, you know?
My issue with that was I only played 2 games that came out in 2018.
Down to 10. This year I had a hard time filling a list of 10. So hopefully 2019 will be a better year for games. But the
i.e. give me more money, make me more money.
Some great diamonds in the rough. Overall, 2018 was still a pretty good year for games in general. And what I would like to do right now is go through my personal listing of the top 10 best games of 2018, my own Game of the Year awards countdown. Sound good?
Sound good?
So,
sounds
let's
great.
Start off as appropriate with number 10. The number 10 best game of the year for me was, well, for some of you, this may be incredibly surprising. Some of you may not have expected this to be on the list. However, I got to give credit where credit is due. All right. And in particular, I don't usually play driving games. I just don't.
Oh no, what's he picking?
And over the course of the years that I've played games on YouTube and then on Twitch, whenever I make time to play a driving game or a racing game,
you fuck it up.
I usually end up kind of liking it, but not necessarily finishing it. A lot of the times I'll just play it for a while. You don't finish it because
you suck at it?
Case in point,
you're too busy looking at chess, so you keep wrecking?
Mastered in 2018.
Not a joke.
And I was like, it's good, but, you know, it's not my cup of tea. I'm not going to play the whole thing. Forza Horizon 4.
Drinking the same V8 energy drink that
Forza Horizon
DSP
is a great
loves.
series that allows you to do a lot of open world roaming across beautiful and gorgeous landscapes.
Hey, Carmichael.
Forza Horizon 4 in particular took place in the UK.
Yeah, it's to pay for his gin. He needs that gin, dude.
It was really cool. It had a lot of variety in the kind of missions that took place in the game. Obviously, you have your usual types of, there's an off-roading mission, or there's a street race, or stuff like that, your speed challenges and stuff like that. But at the same time, there were these cool missions where you get to drive like crazy sports cars across cross-country. You know, you still got to do the crazy insane stunts and jumps and insane things that you did in Forza Horizon 3. In particular, Forza Horizon 4 is a game that you really don't need a lot of knowledge of cars or driving to get into. But if you actually like cars and are you know, someone who's into that kind of stuff, you're gonna absolutely love this game. For me, as a more casual racing or driving fan, it was perfect. I didn't have to be a master of anything. I could jump in at my own pace. I could do the races I wanted. It didn't have a lot of the annoying required challenges. Like I remember in Forza Horizon 3, the required drifting challenge. Well, didn't have any of those this time around.
I'm seeing Christian.
Instead, those things were optional. But it still had a lot of the cool things like finding the barn car.
Like, why do all these locales look the same?
Barn in the middle of nowhere, and then fixing that car up to have a true classic added to your.
So we got George Senda is the father.
In particular,
DSP
it was actually one of the most relaxing games I played.
Christian
in all
are
of 2018.
siblings.
Like every time that I played this game,
does that make LTG the token? Like in South Park?
Even though there was some really silly stuff.
South Park, they call him token. Like, are you kidding me?
Your avatar and having your avatar.
Yeah, I said taxes, so I got banned.
During races or after races is kind of ridiculous. At the same time, though, I just had so much fun playing this game. It's a game that doesn't require a lot of skill, but still is a lot of fun.
Oh, that's why he likes it. It doesn't require skill.
Like I said, gorgeous graphics, and the fact that now you can do 4 different seasons. That was one of the main features of the game this year, was 4 different seasons that change the way that the roads look, the way that the environments look, and you could play this game, you know, once a week, and every time you play it, a season has changed, and the whole game looks entirely different, which is really neat. And of course, having real landmarks in the UK, I've never been there, but having a lot of my viewers who live in the UK saying, "Wow, I found this landmark. That's really cool. That's really in the game."
Yeah, the new season of DSP is still doing well.
Overall experience. So, for me, Forza Horizon 4, really great game. Definitely better than many racing games that I played over the past couple of years.
But you kept wrecking because you can't stop looking over at the chat.
It was one of my best, in my opinion, one of my best ongoing streams and playthroughs of the year. And just a really enjoyable experience overall. So, Forza Horizon 4, 2 thumbs up from me. A great game that I really enjoy.
Great game that I really enjoyed. As long as it made me money.
So, I actually saw a lot of people talking positively about Forza in the stream chat as I was saying that. Of course, some people are, you know, not into racing at all. They disagree. And then Paradox said, but there were no potholes in the game, so there's nowhere where it was close to being realistic. Notice I didn't say it was realistic. I said the graphics were realistic. I didn't necessarily say that driving experience was realistic, because I wouldn't even know, you know. How would I know if the driving was realistic or not? I certainly wouldn't know that, right? All right. So moving on, ladies and gentlemen.
Uh-oh, what's number 9
My
going to be?
number 9, best game of 2018 is... That's right. A throwback classic by the name of Mega Man 11. I love classic games. I grew up playing games on
No, you
the
don't.
NES
You only like them if they give you
NES.
money.
And when Mega Man 11 was released, that it was actually going to be a game that was not going to be in pixelated style, but was going to have modernized graphics. I actually got very excited.
Spider-Man's got to be on there, even though he rage quit it because he's a bitch.
Admittedly, when I first started playing Mega Man 11, I thought it was much harder than previous Mega Man
Then chat
games
told
I
you
had
how to
played.
beat everything, so it was easy.
What I didn't understand was that they had added an upgrades system that basically it was kind of mandatory, that what you needed to do is play through the game and earn some of the in-game credits and currency. And once you did, you were then able to upgrade things that allowed the game to become much easier.
I.e. cheese it.
And I definitely liked the fact that it basically...
You can make the game way easier, so it's best for me to beat it.
They didn't try to do anything too crazy. They said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And they knew the classic Mega Man style, you know, the 8 Robot Masters and the Wily stages and the like were all good. The music was all right, I'll be honest. It wasn't super iconic like a lot of other Mega Man games that I've played. At the same time, it was still really good. And, you know, a few of the tunes I found myself kind of humming to. Although, honestly...
I love that he has the 30th
classic
anniversary
Mega Man
collection on
tunes are some
here.
of the best ever around every
Dude, it's
video
not the
game.
version I played to
It
get
wasn't so
4th
bad.
on Evo,
Graphics
dude.
were good. Like, if you can see
So it's
here,
garbage,
you know,
because I suck at it.
modernizing some of the classic Mega Man enemies into modernized 3D graphics was really neat. I felt that the puzzles and challenges in the game were fair and
Played
fun.
hundreds of hours of PUBG. Dude, I hate this game.
But at the same
What a
time,
dick.
I do admit, initially, if you're not using the upgrade system of the game is kind of tough and actually tougher than I would say previous Mega Man games. It just seems like it was designed
Because you don't know what you're doing.
But I liked it a lot.
Never
As a
played
fan
it,
of
but
Mega
I will
Man,
eventually.
And as a fan of the franchise, you know, I really enjoyed the throwbacks, you know, references that the game had. I liked the modernization of a lot of the bosses and everything. Like, for example, having that classic...
The majority of those games did well.
boss
Maybe
in
Sea
the
of
Wily
Thieves
Castle.
didn't do very
That's
well
the little blobs.
overall.
It goes across the stream and
This is
fills
because
up
when
the
it got
game
released, it
itself
was
and
kind of
disassembles
empty.
and comes across the
Like
stream
Fallout
again.
76.
It's a classic Mega Man boss.
Unlike
system in
Fallout
the modern
76,
game is really
it actually
awesome.
worked. For the most part.
And I really liked the game. I did.
I like
I
how all
really
these
liked the
games that he
game.
hates. This game didn't
And
make me
I
money.
hope
This
that,
game
you know,
didn't
if
make
you
me
have
money.
it,
This
may
game
have
didn't
been
make
one
me
of those kind
money.
of sleeper playthroughs that maybe
It's
you
like,
didn't
oh no,
check
this
out.
game didn't make you
You're
money.
like, oh
Whatever
man,
shall
classic
you
Mega
do?
Man ain't my thing. I think you'll enjoy watching me play, especially because there are parts that I rage before I understood the upgrade system. I kind of raged a lot at it. Then once the upgrade system went into effect, the game became so much easier, and I really enjoyed it. And it had such a cool retro vibe to it. I think you're going to enjoy the playthrough, so I hope you'll give it a look if this is one of the ones that you bypassed in 2018. Definitely a great game, and of course, you know, not sold for full retail price.
And I like how,
It is a
yeah,
shorter
don't
game.
buy the
I should
game
say
yourself.
that.
No, watch me play it instead, dude.
One
On
of
my YouTube channel. Give me money.
Criticisms of the game is that it is short. Now, most Mega Man games are short, all right? And so, again, it's just going in with the vibe of the classic games. But at the same time, short but sweet, right? At least it was good. For as long as it stuck around, it was actually quite a good game. And I really enjoyed playing it.
I enjoyed playing it as long as
Mega
people
Man
gave
11,
me money.
a great game. Great, unique mini-bosses. Great challenges, great fun, great graphics. Everything good, retro, good to goodness. And I hope that you'll give it a look. All right. Apologies, because
Let me guess, you're still
I'm doing
sick.
this live, which means no cuts, no takes, just me choking.
Take a sip.
All right, Goldry Bloodsco actually cheered as I was starting up talking about Mega Man, and he said that the Forza streams were awesome. I agree. The Forza streams seriously were like so relaxing and fun.
Except when you're
Just
wrecking
driving
because you're
those fun
too busy
cars
staring
across
at
country
chat.
in the UK and
Snort.
and having fun with you guys, you know, talking and everything. That's one of the biggest changes to me as a content creator now is I can do games just as chill streams. I don't have to worry about, oh, this has to be an insanely riveting game where it's so entertaining because I'm either raging or whatever. It's not like that anymore.
It's not like
And
that, dude. It's not like
enjoy
that.
being able to come to stream and feel
Give me money.
relaxed rather than, oh, so intense gameplay or raging or having to do constant impromptu comedy and stuff like that. It's so different being a live streamer, and I really enjoy it. So, okay. Moving on. My number 8 best game of the year was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, admittedly, guys,
this one made you a lot of money.
Criticisms for this game. I have a lot of criticisms for this game. Okay, but
that it could have made you more money.
Improved upon a lot of things from Assassin's Creed Origins, and actually was incredibly long compared to other games offered for the same kind of price tag. Okay.
What does price have to do with it?
Let's first talk about my criticisms of this game.
This game sucks, but it's $20, so I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Like, really?
The grinding in the game is ridiculous. You can play Assassin's Creed Odyssey for about 20 to 30 hours and completely just do story missions and enjoy yourself. But then the game all of a sudden has a giant level cap jump that forces you
exactly.
to do
Drive Jack is all about the money,
i.e., side missions, and or fortress takeovers for many, many hours until you can level up enough to continue on with the story. I admit that's really annoying, and I actually wish that this game had a feature where you could just do the story, or if you wish to do the side content, you could. But sadly, they kind of wedge it in and force you to do it in order to progress with the story, and that did annoy me, okay? But overall, all right, I do feel that the game was good enough to kind of bypass that shortcoming, and I did really enjoy it.
I.e. made him a lot of money.
For many reasons. Number one, the graphics. They're really, really good, and they are better than Origins. The fact that you're in Greece, and there's so much more than just desert, which is pretty much all that Origins had, desert and islands. In this game, you've got so many different kind of locations to go through. The fact that this game has
more locations, dude, like, give me money.
And stuff like that adds to the game. The combat engine is almost identical to Assassin's Creed Origins, but I would say that it's slightly improved. In particular, I do feel that the bow and arrow in this game is implemented much more than it was in Origins. Like, it's pretty much the primary way that I dispatched a lot of enemies in this game. Also, Assassin's Creed Origins has 3 plot lines, okay? And not to majorly spoil it, there's the plot line of your protagonist, there's the plot line where you're trying to kill a bunch of cultists, and there's a plot line where there's basically something crazy going on with mythical creatures and basically the ancient people who have been entwined with these Templars and assassins over the years. So it's 3 completely different plot lines for you to kind of.
Well, we're about to find out, Daryl, when we reach number 1.
That's pretty neat. There's also an insane amount of content in this game. The map is absolutely huge. There's so many missions to do. My playthrough was 60 hours long, and I didn't 100% the game.
Make sure
to
have
I came pretty close. Like, I
mascots,
did almost everything there was
little toy stuffed animals,
and I really enjoyed myself. In particular, fighting some of the mythical creatures that they've hit in the game is quite entertaining and fun and different from what you would expect from an Assassin's Creed game. The reason this isn't higher up on my list is because, number one, the required grinding is just too much. I felt that the reason they did it was because they were trying to get people to trick people into buying their experience booster. And that is one of the negatives of the game as well. The microtransactions, they are present. And yes, you can easily buy tons of ridiculous
See if Thieves is going to save his channel.
Outfits, to get weapons,
Thieves going to save his
to get
channel.
Experience boosts and
Super
the like in the game.
Turbo Street Fighter 30th Edition. It was going to save his channel.
I don't have a problem with that because it's not a competitive game. But at the same time,
I'm going to guess number 1 is going to be God of War.
I feel that
he made a lot of money during God of War.
Had better pacing and was more organic, and instead of having this required grinding that, oh, hint, hint, if you spend a couple extra bucks, you'll earn more experience. I think that would help the game out a little bit more. And I think it holds it back to have that required grind. I really do. The combat is good, but I still think they can do something else to improve it. For example, it's very hard to consistently lock onto the target that you want if you're fighting a group of enemies. And in particular, if you're in a mission where, oh, kill the leader, but he's in a crowd of 7 guys and you're just trying to focus on him and hit him, it's almost impossible. Also, the dodging isn't super effective and the camera can get wonky at times. I still have issues with that stuff.
The guys around him, kill them.
Also, one other criticism, the friggin' new system that they added to this, which is basically the mercenary system, was blatantly lifted out of the Middle-earth series. Shadow of War, and stuff like that. It's the Nemesis system to a T. And a lot of the times mercenaries will infinitely spawn, which makes it really tough to complete base takeovers and the like. If you're in the middle of taking over a base, you're almost done. But then a mercenary shows up, you kill that mercenary, another mercenary shows up, you kill that mercenary, another mercenary shows up. Like, Jesus, when does this end, you know? I think these are all things that hold the game back, and these are things
RE2, he might make money on just from him raging. I shot it! Why isn't it dead? I shot it!
Enjoyed the game.
I watched some people playing a demo. Like, the one time he took like 3-4 shots to the head before it finally dropped down.
And a lot of people complain.
Like, holy shit, that was like 4 shots to the head and it didn't die.
But this game,
so I can hear him, I shot it in the head, why isn't it dead? I shot it in the head!
I kind of agree with that. I feel
and the rage will
the
get people to throw
Assassin's
money.
Franchise has now
Kingdom Hearts 3. Hopefully people
on a
go.
more divergent path.
Since you didn't play the others,
old school. Oh,
don't
you're just gonna sneak around.
Dare bitch about. I don't know anything. I don't know what's going on. What's going on?
It's not like that anymore, right? The game has become so open world, action based. It's more like a game like The Witcher. I think that's what you got to think of. A game like The Witcher, stuff like that. That's really what they're going for. And you know what? That's okay because the game is really good to that extent. If you actually did a lot of the side content of this game, you'll probably enjoy it a lot more than if you skipped it. Okay.
Take a sip.
So, overall, I really enjoyed Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I thought it was one of the best of the year. If they would have fixed some of the things that were annoying, I probably would have had it even higher up on my list. But as is, it hits the number 8 spot. Very good. Now, it's funny because some people are completely disagreeing with me and saying they don't even think Assassin's Creed Odyssey deserves to be on the list because of the shortcomings that I mentioned. Others were like, oh, for me, it's actually higher up on my list. So it's kind of refreshing to see.
Damn, dude, you're on camera. Stop swaying around.
It's funny that
you're gonna give people motion sickness.
So many people have these different rankings in their own heads, you know, of what you think. But that's fine. That's the cool thing about my Game of the Year awards. You can watch it and agree or disagree.
Why?
That's why I try to at least justify my opinions as much as I can. Definitely Assassin's Creed Odyssey would have been much higher on my list if it didn't have the required grinding and a lot of the issues that I mentioned. Okay? All right. Moving on. My number 7 best game of 2018 is... That's right, ladies and gentlemen. A game that I've actually just been playing a lot. And finally, I said after playing it a straight month, I'm finally going to give it a rest. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Pretty neat. So, what is so
I'm
good
actually
about
a little
this
surprised
game?
that he has it up
First
there.
of all,
didn't know it made him that much money.
Huge cast of characters. I mean, there's something in this game for everyone. With 72 different characters, and yes, I know that some of those
he just needs
characters
to shave it off.
like almost like palette swaps. You know, like Richter and Simon are very similar or whatever. But a really large cast of characters. A lot of the characters
because they are
very,
thyroid,
very
don't you know?
You can have zoned gameplay.
You know that criminal Tevin's restreaming him.
Melee style gameplay, grapplers, strikers. You've got a lot of variety when it comes to the game. Game modes, right? It's not just about
he hates it, but he made money on it.
Play. You've got 4-person free for all. You've got 2v2 team matches. You've got 1v1 matches. You got matches with items. You got items or different versions of stages with stage hazards and the like. It just adds to an insanely large variety of gameplay. You know what I mean?
So it's like shit when he's clean shaven, but
and then on top of all
won't
of
be able to make
that,
fun of him for that goatee if he gets rid of
the
it.
things that I felt was the biggest shortcomings of Smash Brothers on the Wii U. This game has a giant story mode, which is excellent. The story mode actually exceeds 20 hours of gameplay. Now, admittedly, the story mode can get pretty repetitive, and all it really boils down to is you are going through a map that
that's
almost
a good way
looks
to
like a
explain
game
and the
board,
like.
you know, an actual board game, and you're doing random fights against AI-controlled opponents. You know, some of which
I'm trying
are
to think of a good
actually
example for and the
which are
like.
little minions and the like, and every stage has some kind of a unique challenge to it. Okay, in some cases you have to.
I'm trying to think of a good way to explain and the like.
Time, or you know, you're fighting a gauntlet
Mine's
of
totally
enemies
blanking
that
right
become
now.
increasingly more difficult. Stuff like that. So it really is more of a mini game, and it doesn't necessarily focus on the main gameplay aspect.
This
of the
cosplayer
game.
likes to
At
focus
the same time,
on
it has a cool
Naruto and the
system,
like,
which is completely
meaning
separate from anything
animes like
multiplayer.
Naruto.
What these are basically
There you go. There's a good way to
characters
explain
from
it.
franchises of all kinds of games. I mean, Street Fighter, role-playing
This cosplayer
games,
hates video games and the
shooters.
like,
You know,
because a lot of them are
characters from
just
every
body
franchise
armor. You
could
can't
think
see
of
anything.
makes a cameo appearance as a spirit in Smash Brothers Ultimate, and these give you various different things like more HP, more damage output, special abilities, because some stages might have things like, oh, the gravity is low, or the ground is on fire, and you're gonna take damage unless you have this special spirit equipped and stuff like that.
Yeah, similar.
Pretty good, pretty interesting in particular for a campaign. I think they did a pretty good job. Some people completely disagree with me.
They got that showing jump coming up.
Very repetitive and grindy.
Friend of mine bought the All Stars, I think it was called, and I played it with him. It was okay, just
actually do.
Not my cup of tea. I just
fighting
don't.
Game. It's pretty hard to do a good campaign for a fighting
very
game
good at it.
without grindy gameplay. You know what I mean? So everything about this game, the graphics, boy, the music, dude. The music of this game is absolutely great. Some really great classic tunes from games like Zelda and Metroid, and in particular, there's this really awesome Castlevania remix that I really dig, and I really had a lot of fun listening to, and was very pleased that it was in there because I love Castlevania and the music and stuff from it. So it really gave me a lot of nostalgic vibes playing through the campaign of the game, fighting boss fights against characters like Dracula and stuff like that, right? But at the same time, then after you beat a 20+ hour long campaign, then you go online, you got endless amounts of replayability. Smash Ultimate is pretty much exactly what the namesake says. It's the ultimate Smash. All right? It really is. It's incredibly good. It's fun. Has a variety of content for everyone. The only complaint I have, the online connections are laggy. That's really the only main complaint I have. A lot of the times when I play this game online, the connections are god-awful. And the thing that I don't understand about Nintendo is, they worked with Namco to make really good online connections in Pokken or Pokken, however you pronounce it. I think it was Pokken.
I just love how much he hated Smash now. Oh yeah, it's number 7 on my list,
I've never
dude.
played a game.
It's number 7 on my list, even though he fucking
and since then, no one's done it
hated
again.
it.
I don't understand why we can't get a fighting game that has those kind of great connections, But outside of that, the game's a blast. If you love this game, you want to play it just as a party game, you can. You want to play it as a competitive game, you can.
Want to play as a party game with
basically got
friends?
something
You
for
can't do that
everyone,
because there's no
and I
such thing
really
as
do enjoy
friends.
Smash Ultimate. So, congrats. Number 7 on my Game of the Year listing, and I really enjoyed the game.
Oh yeah, because it's
And
business
it's
class
one of the best
internet.
of the year.
Dude, it's super fast. No.
Very nice. I actually received a
It's like, oh, we have
500-bit
50
cheer
people using
from
it.
Boba
All
Fett's
50 get 3
that
megabytes.
segment. He says, agree or
He
disagree
went
on
with
your
regular
rankings. I
internet.
love your reviews. They're all
Oh,
straightforward,
only one
honest, and
person.
fair.
That one
Thank you very
person
much,
gets
Boba
20
Fett's.
megabytes.
I actually want to get you up there because you are currently
That's
the top cheerer
business
of
class
the
internet
day.
is great again
So let's get you
for,
up on
oh,
the
you
leaderboard,
have
shall we?
20 people using the internet.
Yes, of course.
20 of them are fine. As opposed to having one person expecting 20 megabyte.
500 bits. Right? Here we go. Boba Fett's. Oops. He's Boba Fett's 101, not 11. I guess the 0 didn't register. Hold on.
Wow, there you go. 101.
All right, thank you very much,
Fifth
Boba.
time's the charm,
Gotcha.
right?
Okay. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen. My number 6
Oh, number
favorite
6.
game and best game of 2018 is
Can't get it to work, can he?
Dragon Ball FighterZ. That's right.
Another game he
So,
shit all over, but I guess made him more
When
money.
Dragon Ball FighterZ was announced, people went nuts. Are you kidding me? An actual serious 2D fighting game from the makers of games like Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue that's actually going to have,
I say he hated
Dragon
this
Ball
game.
characters in it, and they're going to have accurate representations of their movesets from, the actual anime. And of course, let's face it, Dragon Ball Z, and now, of course, Dragon Ball Super, pretty much some of the most popular anime series of all time, with installed fan bases that no matter what kind of a game you make, it's gonna get sales and be popular. So the fact that this is a mainstream kind of fighting game, you know what I mean? It actually plays like a competitive fighting game.
I said he quit the game because he hated it
for years. But this is very different. It's not an arena fighter.
I've
It's
played
an
it a couple
actual,
times for live stream.
2D game. Think like
When I played with
Marvel vs.
Papa Sheep and he
Capcom,
just
that
kept
kind of
beating
deal,
me
kind of
over and over
rushdown style
Android
game.
16.
And it really
It was
feels
hilarious.
like that. Team-based, team-up style
I
game.
could not beat him when he had 16 out
really
there.
Really good. Really well executed. I mean, look, the graphics are outstanding, right? Honestly, the graphics of Dragon Ball FighterZ look better than the graphics of the anime and the freaking show. Like, seriously, people were like, this looks better than Dragon Ball Super. And I agree. They're 3D models, but they're shaded to look like 2D anime models. It looks just like the characters from the anime to a T, and it's really well executed. Like I said, the ability,
like everything he's saying is right. The graphics, the audio, the style is amazing.
Anime as well,
but he hated the game.
Variety of characters.
He quit it
from the get-go. Does it have every single character from the Dragon Ball universe? No, but it obviously leaves a giant amount of potential for DLCs and the like.
Probably if you've never watched Dragon Ball Super.
It still had a really good selection.
I watched it.
Of fighters. From the get-go, from the launch, which is always
page
required,
on Facebook.
You know, if you're gonna have
a week later would have the episode up with the subtitles on it. So that's how I watched it.
And so many years of popularity, you need to get some of the fan favorite characters, which
that's the perfect quote for this.
Opinion. Although some people will complain, there's too many Gokus, you know, there's too many Vegetas. I get that. Maybe there are too many of certain characters, but definitely, you know, they did a good job with the character selection. The gameplay engine itself is robust. It's not super simplified. Yes, at its core, it's kind of like a rushdown engine where your goal is to try to mix up your opponent with blocking, leading to a hit string, leading to a juggle, leading to an air combo. Yes, there's tag-ins, there's tag-outs, there's unblockables, there's throws leading to juggles, there's super cancels, there's level 3 supers. There's so much. It's a very complex engine, which is exactly what you would expect from Arc Systems. Because Arc Systems has, like I said, Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue, which are very complex gameplay engines. And they know what they're doing. You know, they've had these successful franchises before. At the same time,
well, it's not that I slept in late. I got about the same amount of 6 hours.
Just games. From
I didn't go to bed until super late because I was working on a video.
I tried to play
editing it, and then 4.5 hour render time. Like, shit.
Complex. I can tell you.
What do I do for 4.5 hours?
Is not as complex as those games, and that's a good thing. Because it allows people with a relatively lower skill level or lower knowledge of fighting games to jump in from the ground level and be able to play it, at least at a fun level. Maybe not a high competitive level, but at least at a fun level, okay? The game also has a lot of content. It has a robust story mode that has its own, you know, actual narrative to it.
I mean, there was a story mode, but I want to say it was robust.
That has its own narrative and story mode is great.
It was.
It's
go here,
mode.
Go there, fight. Congratulations, you unlocked something.
In it outside
go here,
of just
fight.
the competitive fighting online, okay? In fact, my one major criticism of Dragon Ball FighterZ
or Red Dead
is sadly
Redemption.
when, at launch at least, I did not feel that the online play on the PlayStation 4 was up to snuff with what I expected from a competitive fighter. A lot of the time, sadly, and it wasn't even that the games lagged, but a lot of the times I would just lose connection. I'd be in the middle of a competitive match, and the game would just say, oh, connection dropped. What the hell happened? And it would happen all the time. I'm not just talking like, oh, once in a while. This would seem to happen like
because it was your internet. I never had that issue.
Incredibly annoying.
Never had that issue.
I kept losing, you know, putting in all this time and effort. I'm putting in 5, 10, 15 minutes into a match, and then finally at the end of the match, it drops. Like, come on, man, seriously? And it just feels like you're doing it all for nothing.
Sounds like he was unplugging his internet connection. Like, oh no, guys, I lost internet connection. Sorry.
Over the course of 2018, and from what I understand, apparently the PC version of the game is like super duper good. With
I do not want to bank 21, dude. That's weird.
Present on console, which in my opinion is kind of lame. I wish that they had made it equivalent versions. I always hate when there's 2 versions of a game and one's better than the other for some reason. Like, why is the PC version better than the console version? You should be getting equivalent experience if you're spending the same amount of money, in my opinion. But I guess it is what it is. I really did enjoy it. I didn't play it for too long. I played it for like a month or 2 months until I finally got so fed up with the online connections.
That you rage quit it?
This was by far the hottest game in the fighting game community of 2018. It was the game most people were talking about at EVO, the Nationals
Android
of fighting
16.
games in the United States.
Boo.
Even though they didn't have this as the main
Boo
event,
to you, Android
they
16.
should have, because it actually ended up having like just as many, if not slightly more entrants than Street Fighter V. More people tuned into the stream for this than Street Fighter V. People are talking about Sonic Fox right now, the winner of this game at EVO. No one's talking about the dude who won Street Fighter V. I'm just saying, this is
that dude didn't then go on
right
into
now
many rants.
And how long will it dominate? I don't know.
I usually go out around
it's
3,
not
4 o'clock in the
surprising because
morning.
it has those audiences. It has the hard
when like they're doing server updates going, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. No one's awake this late. Let's do server updates.
Into Arc Systems games.
Hey, assholes, I'm awake this late.
All go
because I'm a night owl.
For it at once. So
I don't get home from work until 2.
I'm incredibly surprised that this game ended up being, you know, so popular. Okay, so
popular.
There you go. Dragon Ball
that you rage
FighterZ,
quit it.
The best fighting game of 2018, and it makes it in at my number 6 spot for best game of the year. All right. I had a lot to say about that one, didn't I? All right. Continuing on. My number 5 best game of the year / my number 5 favorite game of the year was Detroit Become Human. Oh my God, what the hell? Phil put this on his game of the year countdown. How dare he?
Did he even
No one else
play
liked
it?
this game. Well, I did. As you guys know,
Not even played it.
one of the things that got me YouTube popularity back in the day was games from Quantic Dream.
Was you saying the
Games
N-word
such
during
as
Heavy Rain?
Okay. I love these kind of games where there's a narrative that's based on your own choices. Okay? And this game, Detroit Become Human, actually featured 3 completely separate protagonists, all of whom were androids in this futuristic, city of Detroit, Michigan. And this kind of really unique plot line where androids for the first time were kind of becoming self-aware and realized that they should have rights and independence and be treated like living creatures just like everyone else.
The
Some
game that
people
put me on the
do
map
that,
for
some
my
people
10-year
don't,
legacy.
and each one of these
Like,
androids
wait
is
a
a
minute,
unique
you
life situation.
might want one or
of
two
them,
games that did that, but
was
every
working
single
for
one?
an artist.
Dude,
The
it's
artist
every
gets
single one, I
basically kind of
swear.
almost murdered by his own son, and then he gets blamed for the murder, becomes a fugitive, ends up running into a group of kind of renegade androids who are looking to basically have a colony where they can live freely, not be persecuted by humans, and maybe even start a revolution to change the world and the way that that world views androids. You got another android that's basically just meant to be a housekeeper, but who finally steps up and speaks out against the abuse of her owner when her owner starts abusing his own daughter. And then, of course, you've got the third android who actually works for the android manufacturing company as an investigator, a detective, and is trying to get to the bottom of what is going on with all of these, androids that are just going outside of their programming to do these weird things that no one expected. So
That was my favorite part of the game
plotline of
was
Detroit Become
Connor.
Human, in my opinion, is
Connor
great.
doing the investigation. I
characters are
love
great.
that
the
part.
voice acting, obviously, as you
They
can see,
could
the
they
graphics,
could have done more
very
with that
hyper-realistic,
in a separate
very
game,
fun.
obviously.
Like Quantic Dream games before it, you have the ability to replay the game and make completely different decisions to do different scenarios. You could be violent, you could be non-violent, you can choose to go one way to hide, you can choose to do something else to hide and cover your tracks. And it basically lends to a completely different gameplay experience.
Car was
And
okay
definitely
until you
this
get to
game
the
is worth,
twist,
at
and
the
it's like,
very least two
wait,
full playthroughs to see the
what?
different scenarios that you could come up with.
That twist made no sense.
So definitely, I enjoyed Detroit Become Human. Some people complain the game wasn't long enough. Again, I have to counter that by saying, well, this is really the kind of game you're meant to play at least 2 to 3 times. Some people complain the game is a little bit too cliche, and some of the endings
is a bit cliche.
are kind of ham-handed.
There's a reason why
I
tropes
agree with
exist.
that. In particular, the one where androids just break out and start singing when they're about to get shot is kind of silly to me. At the same time, though, the fact that that's only one of many
But I like what
choices
Marcus was like.
is kind of a cool thing. It's like
I
they
wanted to. I'm
really
like, all right, I'm gonna
went
make
out
them
of their
all about the
way
peace. The
to
message
use
is
so many
peace,
different
brother. The
scenarios
message
in
is
this game.
peace.
And so many people don't.
I was like,
give
well,
this
if I
kind
do a
of game
replay,
credit.
I'll do
it's just a narrative
Malcolm
based,
X
there's no
style,
real
where he's
challenge to
completely
Detroit Become
violent.
Human. You can barely
But
even call it a game. It's just an
once you play it
interactive
once, like,
movie,
well,
right?
I know the scene. I know that scene. It's. If I want to know the
You know
other
what I have to
endings,
say
I can
to
just
that?
look
I
on
don't think there's a
YouTube.
problem with that. I think that now gaming has become robust enough. There's enough out there that there's something for everyone. If there's going to be the hyper difficult games like Dark Souls and the like, where the gameplay is so challenging, there can be games like Detroit Become Human, where it's all about the story and the gameplay is super piss easy, but you could still really enjoy the game to the point where I could put it into my Game of the Year awards countdown. Okay, in particular, I don't really think this game got a lot of hype, but a lot of people tuned into my playthroughs of it because they liked
And
my
gave you
commentary
money.
style.
That's why it's so high on
They
the list,
wanted
'cause
to
they
see the
gave you
choices I
money.
would make and the outcomes that would come out of it. And I really enjoyed playing through this game twice to see the alternate outcomes. So, Detroit Become Human, by far one of my favorite games of the year, one of my favorite stories of the year for sure, one of my favorite stories of gaming of all time, I would think. Really well written, great voice acting, great mocap, great graphics, and I gotta give Quantic Dream credit. I hope that this game, unlike
shit, where's Dragon
Beyond
Quest
Two Souls, which
11,
a lot of
dude?
people like panned.
Is that
and
gonna be
didn't
number
really
5,
necessarily
4,
like so
3,
much.
2?
I
Let's
hope
find
this
out.
game sold well, so that they can continue to make this style of game, because quite honestly, they're one of the few game developers that's striving to make AAA quality games that are focused primarily on story. And I certainly hope that, they'll keep doing it, because I love these style of games, okay? All right. Fair enough, right? No, and no, I did not say it was the best gaming story of all time. You gotta listen. Someone's like, he said it was the best story of all time. No, I said maybe one of the best, you know, stories in a video game, but definitely not. I didn't say the best. I said probably one of the best ones that I've played.
Fucking T-pose.
Lucifriend just said,
Take a sip.
Detroit was actually Quantic Dream's fastest selling game. It's already over 2 million sold. That's great. That actually makes me feel good because, like I said, I love that style of game, and I actually thought Beyond Two Souls didn't do so well. At least it didn't do as well as they had hoped. And I was very nervous that now...
I do like those style games, the choose your own adventure, just because...
get these AAA style story-based games again.
If they do it right, your choices matter. But a lot of those games, your choices don't matter.
Okay? All right.
A lot of the times, it's like, congratulations.
My number 4.
You could have made any choice ever, and it just doesn't matter.
Of 2018 is...
But Detroit, your choices didn't matter, thankfully. Snort.
Marvel's Spider-Man. That's right. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who know my history, I've been a content creator on the internet for over 10 years.
Rage quit.
And when I first started making videos for YouTube, okay?
Oh yeah, Dragon Quest 11 is going to be top 3 then.
That
nice.
I found was gold for me was the Spider-Man franchise. In fact, I believe my most watched video ever, and don't quote me on this because it might have changed over the years, is a Spider-Man video. It's either my original Spider-Man Web of Shadows playthrough from like 2009, or I think it's my Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions playthrough, the first part of that playthrough from like 2 years later. It's one of those playthroughs that has like millions upon millions of views on YouTube, and quite frankly, it probably would have gotten even millions more views if around 2013 YouTube didn't change all their algorithms to basically make those videos fall out of YouTube search. They don't even show up anymore. So they basically went from getting like tons of views a month to 0 views a month because YouTube hid them in their algorithms, which is messed up.
Yes, blame YouTube for your stupidity.
I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man. I grew up reading the comic books.
You hated
and
the
watching
game.
the animated series in the 90s. I loved all of the Sam Raimi movies, and I love the video games. In particular, like I said, Spider-Man Web of Shadows, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, and a few others that I played over the years. I really enjoyed. So when they said the new Spider-Man
Naruto, you might be right.
All right, made by the same people.
What if throws the twist? What if he makes Dragon Quest 11 number 1? Now that would be a twist.
I was pretty excited. I said, I really hope that this game ends up living up to expectations. In my opinion, it did, and it actually, in my opinion, it actually did exceed expectations. I would say, out of all the Spider-Man games I've played in my entire life, Marvel's Spider-Man is the game where I most feel like Spider-Man. Okay, when I'm swinging through the city and I'm doing somersaults and all.
Did you guys see the new trailer for Far From Home?
Quips,
looks
and
awesome.
He's on the phone talking to various people about what's going on with the crime in the city and stuff like that. All these things make me feel like the real Spider-Man. The combat is really good. It's basically a combination of, say, combat from games like the Batman Arkham series or previous Spider-Man games with all kinds of new gadgets and abilities, you know, dodging and everything, timed button presses and the like, which you've all come to expect from Spider-Man. But then there's stealth gameplay as well.
Spider-Man does whatever
there's a variety
Spider
of missions. It's not just about combat, it's also about solving puzzles, which I didn't expect that there would actually be a bunch of puzzles in the game. And although they do seem a little out of place, after a while they actually do seem kind of fun to do. I like the fact that there's not just a main plot line, but there's actually significant side content plot lines that you don't need to do. But if you do them, you may run into other Spider-Man
Homecoming they had the Fixer. Like, Fixer's been he was in one of the, the first 10, 15 comics.
Story of the game.
Like, that goes all the way back to the very first 10, 15 comics of the series. Like, are you shitting me?
You know, electricity and the webs and everything. Really well done.
Really well done, really, but I rage quit the game because I hate the game.
As well. Like, if you're a fan
but it made me
of
money
from the comics or the movies, you're gonna feel like, okay, they did him justice. It wasn't like this is an out of place character or anything. If anything, my only major complaint. All right, I take it back. I have 2 major complaints about the game.
You rage quit the game.
The first is there's a couple segments where you're forced to either play as Mary Jane or Miles Morales, who are both humans, so you're not Spider-Man. And in those segments, you have to sneak around, and it's basically almost like just like basic stealth segments. Let's face it,
we all know how much
I
you
bought
hate
a Spider-Man game
stealth.
to play as Spider-Man. I didn't want to play as anyone else, and I certainly didn't want to do stealth segments as a human. I think that those things are completely out of place, and they're not very well executed to the point where I really did not enjoy them very much. And they just kind of like, oh god, I gotta play as Mary Jane again. This is annoying as hell. I can't wait to be Spider-Man again, right? My other complaint is near the end of the game. If you want to actually like try to do everything in the game, you're required to grind. And what I mean by that is you have to basically go through the entire city and solve random crimes like on every block of the city. And it can really add on to like multiple hours of grindy, crappy gameplay that maybe you didn't want to do if you're really trying to do everything in the game. And that really annoyed me too, because outside of that, the game isn't really repetitive or grindy at all. Like the actual pacing of the game, the way that they outline the side content and the stuff to do in the city,
i.e. give me
actually
money,
spaced out properly so that it never feels repetitive or boring.
Yeah, several of these games he rage quit, but somehow they made it on his best list.
Side mission for a while, then I would do a story mission, then I would do more side missions.
You missed me making fun of DSP. You missed his 1 through 5
I was
of
doing a variety of stuff.
best games. He's on number 4 right now with Spider-Man.
The same side content endlessly, then maybe it would have felt more grindy and boring to me. But I really enjoyed, Spider-Man because of the amount of content in the game and the way that I paced myself made it just be variety all the time. So all that being said, Marvel Spider-Man, in my opinion, one of the best Spider-Man games of all time.
Give me money.
And a really great plot to boot. I cannot wait because the game sold incredibly well. In fact, I believe they actually said it's the best-selling Spider-Man game of all time. We're definitely going to get sequels. And I can't wait because the game did so well and I really enjoyed it so much. I can't wait for more. So good stuff. Marvel Spider-Man, definitely one of the best.
But no, yet we're on number 4 right now.
Definitely one of the best overall superhero games in recent years because we haven't actually had good superhero games in a while. So it was.
Well, it depends. Like some games, you just want to relax. Like Detroit Become Human. That's a great game. Just relax and focus on the story.
And I definitely enjoyed myself. So there you go.
But when you're supposed to be fighting and all that, you might want a little challenge.
All right.
I guess.
I see
Spider-Man's
did.
Really strong and
stuff. With me, all those Swaggins just did 100-bit cheers. Says you've never played the 2 best Spider-Man games out. Ultimate and 2. You need to find a way to play those. I've heard that. I've heard that there are these old games, Ultimate Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2, that apparently are like the best Spider-Man games ever made. And I haven't played Spider-Man unless I play those games. Maybe eventually I'll find a way to play them.
Detroit Become Human was 5. Dragon Ball FighterZ was 6.
Outside of that,
number 7
really
was
like
Smash.
I think it's a really great game. Okay. All right, everyone, moving on. Now we're getting to the
number
nitty-gritty.
3.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're
Dragon
getting
Quest
to the
11,
top 3.
God of War,
and I know a lot of you
Red Dead.
speculating what are going to be my top 3 games of 2018. I've seen the whole time.
Is it going to take a 20-minute break?
People, it's going to be this, it's going to be this, this is going to be this, what's going to be that? People don't know.
Wait for the 20-minute break?
The funny thing is about 2018, I barely reviewed any games, so almost no one knows what games I liked more than others. So...
Oh, guys, it's going to be Minecraft. Calling it now.
All right. My number 3, here we go. Get ready. People are going to be shocked. My number 3...
Minecraft.
Favorite game of 2018 is Dragon Ball FighterZ again for a second time. No, I'm kidding. My number 3 favorite game of 2018 is Red Dead Redemption 2. That is right, from Rockstar Games. The super highly anticipated.
Maybe he will be making
prequel
Dragon Quest 11
to the 2010 outing.
Dragon Ball FighterZ. He liked Dragon Ball FighterZ more than Smash.
First of all, probably
even though he
one
rage
of,
quit it twice,
if not the best looking console game I've ever played. I mean, just look at these graphics. As I'm just riding through the random Old West, there's no pop-in. The graphics look photorealistic. You know what I mean? The sound, having random people talking around you and hearing all the atmospheric noise of the wild animals and everything. The hooves of the horse hitting the
much
ground.
like Witcher 3.
It's a
but he might throw us a twist and give us Dragon Quest 11 as number 1.
The dirt coming up,
or
the
could
lighting,
it be?
It's a technical marvel by all
Final Fantasy
standards.
4?
It really is. Okay. The story.
Someone actually did a list, and it took them like
the
3
best
different
story ever
videos
written in a video
to
game.
get the list done.
Although I know there will be people who will disagree with me, especially, for example, if you don't like Westerns. And I know for a fact a few people who just detest Westerns, who are like, I don't get what all the hoopla about Red Dead Redemption 2 is. I hate it. I think it's boring. I understand that. If you don't like that style of
I don't like Westerns. I've never played a Red Dead game. I just don't like Westerns.
And things from the Old West. You're probably not going to like Red
I've
Dead
tried to
Redemption
watch
2
movies,
at all.
and then it's like, I just don't get it.
I am a fan of Westerns, all right? And I absolutely enjoyed the story of Red Dead Redemption 2, this ragtag band of outlaws who are from all different walks of life, who come together to do dastardly deeds to just get ahead, whether they're going to rob a bank or they're going to try to swindle someone or steal someone's horses or livestock, you know, whatever they're looking to do to make a buck and, you know, to keep outside of the long arm of the law, they're going to do. And their story of how characters like John Marston, who went on to be the main protagonist of the original Red Dead Redemption game, got his footing in this gang and what happened to him, how they had a falling out, what eventually, you know, what happened to Dutch's gang over the course of, you know, how many, you know, years of development. And in particular, the characters in this game feel real. Everyone
on
in
one
this
of the
game
lists
feels like they're an actual
that was a
human
huge
who's
release.
alive. And that, oh god,
like it
disgusting.
overcame Street Fighter V at the freaking Eve of crying out loud.
Feels, you know,
people
it feels
love it. It's just so well done.
Interesting. They all have their own backstories. Although you don't get to hear all of the backstories, a lot of them you do. You get to hang out and do all kinds of fun side content with all of them, right?
Snort.
Which is really neat. And you know, not only that, but just the fact that the way that the story develops is very organic. And although some people think that there is a part of the story, I won't spoil for those who maybe haven't played the whole game yet, there is a part of the story that takes place outside of the Old West that's a little different from the rest of the story, and they feel that maybe that's kind of out of place and wedged in as a transitionary chapter. Outside of that, I really did enjoy the game. I thought, really, this is one of the best stories I've ever experienced in a video game. And quite frankly,
he's been streaming for a few hours,
Arthur
but
Morgan, the main
he took a
protagonist
20-minute break.
He
did his
probably
10
one
worst
of the coolest
games,
characters I've
took a
ever
20-minute
had the
break.
privilege of playing in a video game.
Before he took his break, he was at 628. When he came back, he was at 432.
His character development
he's
over the
back up
course of the game, how
to
he went
558.
At the beginning of the game, he
So he's
starts
still
off as like
70
this
under
really
what he
hardened
had.
outlaw. He doesn't care what the gang has to
70
do.
fewer
He doesn't
people
care
are now
about
watching
killing or
because he
doing
had to
bad
take a 20-minute
things.
break.
By the end of the
for
game,
no
his character has
reason.
learned and changed and grown and matured so much that he's become a completely different person, and maybe that's why he starts to veer away from Dutch and the gang as much as he does, okay? The game also has a lot of side content. I mean, just playing the main story of the game itself.
And hello, guys, I'm gonna do the tips goal
hours, maybe 30
for
if you rush
7
it
days
or,
until I get paid on the
just
15th.
going through at your own pace.
It is now the 15th.
Then there's side
he has been
content,
paid from Twitch.
completely optional.
Dude, I gotta keep the
stranger
tips goal
missions,
up, dude.
things to do at saloons.
Give me money.
You know, all kinds of stuff that just add a tremendous amount of content to the game. My playthrough,
Tremendous amount of give me money.
At the end of it was definitely over 40 hours long. I couldn't tell you exactly how long it was. I know that I spent a ridiculous amount of time with this game, okay? One thing I'm honestly not going to mention is Red Dead Redemption 2 Online. I really do feel that the online experience is very different from the main gameplay experience.
Because it's supposed to be
That
played
being
with
said,
friends, and you don't
I don't
have
really
any
like
friends.
Red Dead Redemption 2 Online, and I still
you had
think
friends, you might have
the
enjoyed it
main
more.
Story-based campaign of Red Dead Redemption 2 was good enough to be the third best game of the year for me. Okay, and that's saying a lot, even with an online component that I necessarily didn't even like. All right, I still think this game is the third best game of the year. Now, some people think it's the best game of the year, and they're gonna argue with me and say, Phil, why didn't you put this as number 1 on your list? I'm gonna tell you right now exactly why. All right, the reason Red Dead Redemption 2 is not number 1 on my list, and this is being very honest with you, is because I feel that what Rockstar did is they made the gameplay to basically take a back seat to the story. And what I mean by that is when I was playing this game, very rarely was I challenged. And I could say that's the complete opposite. When I was playing Red Dead Redemption 1, sure, there were easy missions, but there were definitely missions where, like, I was challenged.
Well, you didn't have chat
big
holding
time.
your hand during Red Dead 1. During Red
when
Dead
it
2,
came
you had
to-
chat holding your hand.
Completing a mission, a combat mission or something. I almost never felt that kind of challenge when playing Red Dead Redemption 2. In addition, the gameplay it just doesn't seem as, how can I say, as responsive as Red Dead Redemption 1. It seems like you're in
Yeah, if he could have done different genres.
He's
He's played so many games
really
that he could have done different genres
and
instead
run
of
a
just
different direction.
altogether.
Instead, he's kind of a little bit shambly.
He didn't pull
you
a
know?
James
I wanna
Lesson
go
only
run, I
played
wanna
2
run
games
to
in
the right.
2018.
Well, he has to stop. There's an animation for him to turn. It takes him a little while. It's almost like he's bumbling around on his feet a little bit. In reality, that's realistic. A person can just stop on a dime and immediately go another direction. But In the game, it's a little annoying.
Really, they can't just stop on a dime and go another direction. Tell that to every single football running back and wide receiver that does that.
It's trying to be more realistic.
That's one of the
super annoying.
If a running back can do that kind of cut, guess what? That makes him a good running back.
And I would say that the characters overall just do feel less responsive than they did in Red Dead Redemption 1 when it comes to the core gameplay mechanics. If this game had very similar gameplay to Red Dead Redemption 1, but had the exact same kind of story as it has, I probably would have thought it was an even better game. But I think what they really wanted to do, they wanted to make the game easy and accessible for everyone. They wanted every game journalist,
or you could have broken it down by the quarter.
Right,
here's my 5 favorite from the first 3 months. 5 favorite next 3. 5 favorite
challenge.
Since he plays so many games, he could have done 5 for every 3 months that he had.
They wanted people to really experience this crazy, fun, organic story that they created in this universe, and they didn't want you to have a roadblock. I understand that, but at the same time, when the previous game in your franchise did have better gameplay, in my opinion, I have to factor that into what I think overall about the game. So, for me, I love the game, but it's definitely not the game of the year for me. I think it's one of the best stories I've ever seen. It's hyper-realistic. It's got great character development, great writing, great voice acting, very, characters that feel organic and real, a developing story, tons of side content, great, amazing graphics and atmosphere. There's a lot of things this game gets right. The only thing it really gets wrong,
the fight that everyone was waiting for,
that's not so
the Worski Donga fight got
canceled. That's why Red Dead Redemption 2 still makes the number 3 spot
Worski
for me.
Did all the paperwork, he had the blood work done, he was ready to go. The other guy backed out like a bitch.
Alrighty then. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, they go the best of winter, the best of spring, the best of summer.
Left. There's only 2 spots left on my countdown, and a lot of people actually thought that Red Dead Redemption 2 was either going to be number 2 or number 1. So now a lot of people are speculating, oh god, what's it going to be, okay? Let's do a couple shout-outs, though. Coral Guy cheered. And said,
I don't think it's going to be Dark Souls Remastered. It's going to be, number 2 will be God of War, number 1 will be Dragon Quest 11. Just to give us a twist.
Don't get me wrong, Jurassic World Evolution was a great game, but it was a very limited game in what it was. It didn't necessarily break the mold. Like, playing that game, the only original thing about it was dinosaurs. Definitely if it had some other innovation, but it felt like it was a theme park simulator to me. It's what it felt like, and I played those before. Zoo Tycoon and other stuff, so...
I played those styles before.
It was still
You've played Red Dead Redemption before. You played Grand Theft Auto. Those are the same styles.
But for me, it wasn't like, wow, this is super.
Oh, there you go. Honorable mentions. Like, all right, here's number 2. And then before number 1, be like, here's honorable mentions. Jurassic World Evolutions.
Didn't have that kind of wow factor for me, okay?
Which I now have. Just haven't gotten around to playing it because I've been playing Bloodborne. Oh, fuck me. You guys...
Swaggins also cheered. And he said, if you don't like the Western genre, then your opinion doesn't really matter.
Made a video about George Senda.
They wouldn't like it.
4.5 hour render time.
No, it's not that their opinion
shit, I can't use my computer for 4.5 hours. What do I do?
I think it would be dishonest.
I'll play Bloodborne.
You know you don't like
so I played Bloodborne.
Then you
for
force
4.5 hours.
To play Red Dead Redemption 2 and you
Finish.
don't like it. And then you say
the
game sucks.
Shit, I wasn't live streaming it.
Just I don't like Western.
I killed Round the Back with Spider. I killed the Moon Baby.
In a time period
killed Murder of the Wet Nurse.
Tiny and everyone talks a certain
Went over
way,
to the DLC and killed Ludwig. Killed Maria.
What you're doing and it's slow paced and slow.
I'm like, man, I'm having a really good time. This is awesome. I'm kicking ass. Getting the blood rock chunks and the blood rock so I can upgrade the
your opinion should basically just be
burial blade. Like, all right, this is awesome. And then finish up. Like, all right, finish the video. All right, time to go to bed. Man, I'm up way too late, but it just was not expecting 4.5 hour render time. My estimation. Shit, I wasn't live streaming.
Okay.
Fuck me.
All right. So, ladies and
gentlemen. Can't believe I did that.
Are you ready for my number 2 favorite game of 2018? Drum roll, because some people will not believe it.
God of War.
My number 2 favorite game and best game of 2018
God of War.
is...
Aww.
Dragon Quest 11. Holy shit.
Hey, thanks, Avatar.
I'm going to get a lot of flack for this one. Because it's definitely...
So it's going to be God of War is going to be number 1.
That a lot of people didn't play. It's a game that a lot of people say, oh, that game's boring. That game's not
No,
fun.
you were
that
bored and not
is
having fun with it because you weren't making
repetitive.
as much money as you
It's
hoped.
too old. It's not modernized enough. Look, the combat is turn-based combat. I can't handle that, right? That's how a lot of people are. you know, and I hate to say it, but, you know, there's some people who are just so close-minded, they won't give anything a shot. Dragon Quest 11
Closed-minded,
for me,
really? This comes from
like,
DSP.
literally hit it on all fronts when it comes to what I'm looking for in a JRPG.
So
First
there you
of
go,
all,
guys. Number 2,
Akira
Dragon Quest
Toriyama,
11. Number 1, God of
the
War.
well-renowned, world-renowned artist behind franchises such as the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Adding his, you know, his artwork and art style to the game. You know, he always has. Dragon Quest has always been Akira Toriyama art. So seeing that now in a modern game with modernized graphics on the PS4 Pro.
Yeah, a lot of Game Awards ceremonies are. Yep, number 1 is going to be God of War, God of War, God of War.
3D with cool shading and graphics
doing
or
this.
whatever. Right? The lush visuals.
He should have made this number
beautiful
1 just to have something
things you see
different
in
at
the
number
open
1 from
world
everyone
environment
else.
Of this game. Really awesome. The turn-based combat, exactly what I'm looking for.
DSP Archives already has God of War number 1
I like that you can
on his
strategy
list, which
to have certain
not wrong.
characters have to buff each other. Certain characters have to support each other. Certain characters are meant to be either the damage dealers or the healers, while other characters are meant to be more support style characters. I love that about the game. The wide variety of characters in the game. It's not just a game where you get 4 characters for the whole game and that's it. In fact, party members are constantly joining and leaving, and then later on, you actually get a surprise party member who I won't spoil, but a very big surprise party member who I never expected would ever join the party, which is really neat.
Right there.
The amount of content in the game, it's funny because you get through the game and you think the game's over, and then the game
there's this Game of the Year's
has
list.
a second half that's completely unexpected, and then you got to go through the whole game again, basically. And then once you beat the main story of the game, which takes roughly 40 hours. Then
shit, I can't have both of them at the
there's
same time.
post-game content.
So that means you, young lady, have to
alright?
go away.
And post-game content in the game amounts to another 20 to 40 hours, depending on how much time you put into it. And it's basically a totally different plot line. So basically, it's a what-if scenario. What if you could go back and fix all the things that went wrong during the main 40-hour plot line of the game? Would you like to do that? Of course I would. So then
There
you
you
go
go.
back
You
and
have
play for
both
another
of his
20 to
lists.
30 hours.
His
right?
best and his worst.
There's an incredible amount of side content in this game. Side missions, optional bosses, challenges, side game, mini games, and the like. There's tons of collectibles to find. Basically, again, everything that you're looking for in a JRPG is present in Dragon Quest XI, except
Yeah, he should have
for
done.
action-based combat. That's like the one major
He
shortcoming
should have
that
done Dragon
11
Quest
doesn't
number
have
1.
is
Just have something
action-based
different from
combat.
everyone else.
And you might say, well, you know, modern RPGs should all be action-based. I completely disagree. I'm a person who grew up in the 1990s playing turn-based games. I like turn-based JRPG combat. And so for me, to play Dragon, after playing Ni no Kuni 2 earlier this year, that was a game that originally was turn-based combat, and then they decided to change it into, you know, action-based combat. I think that was a huge mistake, because the combat for me ended up being boring and grindy. Just run in, mash buttons, you're done, and leave. And it just wasn't very fun to me. While doing the turn-based combat for me, you know, having to think about everything you're doing.
Well, they have
Actually
shits on the
having to
Video Game
balance, you know, your
Awards
characters
ceremony
against each other.
for making
Who's
God of
the
War
better
number 1,
magic user
and
in
he
this
makes it number
situation?
1.
Should I use this character to heal instead? Who's the better damage dealer? You know, the upgrade system. You know, it all comes into play.
Well,
And
my list was way
I
different from
feel
his
that
because I
this
only
game
had 2
actually
because I only
did
played 2
have
games in
better
2018.
combat than Ni no
Number
Kuni
1
2,
was
which is
the
why
Traits
this game
from
made my
Human
list.
because
Ni no Kuni 2 isn't even on
the other
my
one I
top
played
10
was
list.
We Happy Few.
So all in all,
And We Happy Few isn't a bad
Outstanding
game,
artwork.
it just
great voice acting. Oh, an amazing.
did not catch my
robust
attention
story.
like I thought it would.
Great
Bloodborne?
turn-based combat.
When I'm at work,
An
thinking about
insane amount
Bloodborne.
of
When I'm going to
content,
bed,
40 hours
thinking
for
about
the main
Bloodborne.
story,
When I'm
20
awake,
to 30
right now,
hours
thinking about
for a
Bloodborne.
completely optional but very welcomed secondary
Yeah, turn-based is slow, and I
Everything
understand
about
like
this
the
game
older
hits it on all
games you
cylinders for
needed
me
that
for a JRPG.
just because of their
If
limitations,
anything,
but
the one criticism that a lot of
nowadays,
people
really?
had was the music. The music is not like full orchestral soundtrack. In fact, what it is throwback music to the classic music from previous Dragon Quest games, kind of remixed, but it's kind of very old and outdated. I get that, okay? And I understand why for some people maybe the music is the one thing.
damn, what the
It's
hell
like the
do we
make
got
or
on?
break thing. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, that really pissed me off. I didn't like the music of this game or whatever. I can understand why some people would criticize that. But outside of that, everything else in this game was outstanding.
Also
to
notice
me,
not a
and it's
single
actually
indie
my
game.
number 2 favorite game of the year.
He's played a couple
And
indie
honestly,
games.
if you look at all
Maybe
the
it was
games I
for
played in
marathons that
2018,
people
Dragon Quest XI is the game I played the most in
like
2018.
people nominated
that was
him or
not a
whatever to get him
multiplayer
played,
game.
but
As for, you know, a single player style game. I played it longer than any other game this year. That's a testament to how much I actually liked the game, and that's an awesome thing. All right.
Let's see,
So
the
a few
games I've played this
shout-outs to do
year.
before we hit my number one game of the year.
They are
Ballsy did
billions.
100-bit cheers.
Obviously,
Dragon Quest was a
it's not
special
2018,
delivery.
but the games that I played this year. Bloodborne,
That's a reference
number
to my
one.
recent Grand Theft Auto
They are
3
billions I had
HD
way too much fun with.
Swaggin's
Perfect
cheers.
Become
All right,
Human.
so Phil, I agree with Assassin's Creed Odyssey having ridiculous grinding,
Let's
but
see
so
what
did
the
Dragon
games
Quest
that I played
11.
this year.
Why was that a negative in Odyssey, but not in this game?
I think I played
Because
Hidden
in
Agenda this
Odyssey,
year. That was a good game.
In order
It was
to,
different, it was nice.
just do the main story of the game, you had to grind. You didn't. In Dragon Quest 11,
I'm a little
you
too
could beat the
busy
main
when I'm
story of
with
the
the
game by
lady
just
friend to be
playing
thinking about
through naturally.
Bloodborne.
Now, in the post-game, optional content, hint, hint, not the main story of the game, there was, then if you need to grind, okay. But you didn't have to ever grind in the main story of the game. That's the difference. You want me to just beat the main story, make it streamlined and fun. You want me to challenge myself with a very incredibly difficult challenge at the end of the
We
game,
don't need your
post-game
challenge,
optional
dude.
content.
You're already
then I have
challenged
to
enough as
grind
it
to
is.
beat it, then that's okay, in my opinion. And that's the difference between the two.
Give me money. That's
Okay.
my... Oh, take a sip.
All right. And TM52 Twitch cheered. He said, "Howdy, Phil." Some kind of a
No
Patrick
backstabbing or
listener joke.
smashing with
So
a power
Dragon Quest
lance
11 is the
today.
Number 2. Who's number
Shark
1?
Root.
That's what you're all about to find out, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready?
It's God
Are
of
you
War.
ready? The number 1 game. Wait a minute.
God of War.
Which one of these is the drum roll? This is it right here. The number 1 game of 2018 is
God of War.
Dragon Ball FighterZ again. No, it's not Dragon Ball FighterZ again. That's an old joke. It is, of course, God of War. I think we all were expecting this. For
Wow.
me, God of War does everything right. All right. First of all, it takes a franchise that previously
Hey,
was
Brock.
great and makes it even better. Instead of
What
just
animes
being
did you put on your list?
squirrel,
Or do you not want to mention that here?
over hyper violent combat
Yuri
with
animes.
a sexual joke thrown
God,
into
it's
it
been so
once
long
a
since
game.
I've played it.
Instead,
I've watched a lot of
the
anime.
game became something greater. An insanely good story.
I just
Continuing on the story of Kratos.
I just don't have the
a character who we hadn't seen for many years.
like with my
And,
ADD. I can't
since
just.
God of War
I used to be able to
3,
sit there and
because I
read
don't
the
count God of War
subtitles.
Ascension as a main game.
Really,
in
I
my
used to,
mind,
I
it was
swear,
just
but
a
now I
shitty
can't.
spin-off. Since God of War 3, we
I'm gonna
hadn't
have
seen
TV
this guy.
something on. I'm
Comes
gonna
out
be
of
writing.
nowhere
I'm
with
gonna
a
be
robust, interesting storyline continuing on.
playing a game. I'm gonna be
storyline
doing
from previous
something.
games.
Like, alright,
He's got
play
a
some
son
They Are
out of
Billions to
nowhere.
relax while I
He now has to
watch
learn how to become a dad.
Unbreakable
right?
Kimmy Schmidt or
And
something.
you finally, for the
But
first
if
time,
it's an
really
anime,
in the
I gotta
franchise history,
read the
you see
subtitles
true
and
character
I
development
can't be.
when it comes to Kratos.
I just
And that's something awesome because previous to this, it was just more
My ADD
about
just
him
doesn't
being
allow it anymore.
a hyper-violent killer out for revenge. And now finally you get to see this guy who we've enjoyed in so many games before finally kind of get good writing and kind of get his due. You know what I mean? Then you got his son, who also is a really cool character who grows and matures during the course of the game.
It turns out to be da-da-da. Not spoiling
Supportive
it.
cast of characters. Now, instead of being in Rome with, the Roman gods and stuff like that, instead now you're with the Norse mythology, which adds a
Ooh,
whole
another
new spin
theory
on the game and the
for his
franchise.
favorite
The
games
combat
versus
of the
not
game
favorite games.
completely
A lot of the games on his
changed.
not
Instead of
favorite
being
list
a button
were ones
masher, the
he
game
had to
now
pay
has
for.
become a
Ones on his
much
favorite
more
list were ones that people
interesting
gave him the
and
money
robust
for.
combat engine.
I'm not gonna play this game unless you guys
First
give me the
starting
money
off
for
with
it.
just an axe, but then
Oh,
halfway
someone
through
just
the
tipped me
game, you're
$60
getting
saying,
his
"Here,
classic,
use this money to buy the game."
Chains of Chaos, so that he can play more like classic Kratos, if that's more your forte. Why are people saying Greece? Did I say Greece? I said Norse. People are making fun of me and said I said Greece. I didn't say Greece. I said Norse.
You said Greece.
Oh, Assassin's is Greek too, not Roman. What? Anyway, I said Roman. I guess people are saying Greek, not Roman. Okay, I screwed up. It was Greek mythology, not Roman. This is the thing that happens when I do
Technically,
live
pretty
streams.
much the
People
same
make fun of
thing,
me if
but
I say something wrong. So it's Greek mythology, not Roman mythology. Excuse me. Okay. So anyway, now it's Norse mythology, and
Once
it's
I beat
refreshing.
Bloodborne, then I'll
to
move on
see
to Monster
different
Hunter
kinds of
World, then I'll
enemy
do
types,
God of War.
being used in the game.
I don't
that
plan on
normally,
buying a
they
single
hadn't been in the
game in
previous games.
2019.
To see new gods appear.
If I do buy a game, it's not being made in
crazy
2019,
epic
it's an
boss
older
fights
one.
into like new locations, puzzle. I really enjoyed the
I
puzzle
just-
aspect of the game. The game was
with
open
all the games
world
I have in my
and had so
backlog,
much
I just can't
optional
just find
stuff that you
another
could do
game.
in it that you didn't.
So hey, by the
necessarily have to
time
do
2020 rolls
mandatorily,
around,
but you could
then you
know,
start
go out
buying
and
the
look for
Game of the
these
Year
upgrades.
editions
You could look
of
for the
2019 games with all
boss
the DLC
fights that were
attached
the
to
most
it
challenging things in the entire
for
game.
$40 instead of
completely optional dungeons
60
and gauntlet challenges. You could solve these puzzles to get cool, upgrades and things that normally you couldn't get to become more powerful. That was cool because they could have just went along with a very linear game, and instead they said, no, we want to be modern. If people are going to pay $60 for our game, we want to add in all those things that you expect in a $60 game in 2018. We want to become more modern. We don't just want to make another God of War game. And you know what? A lot of people admittedly criticized this game and said, this isn't God of War for us. We're used to something completely different. How could this be so different from what we used to do when we played God of War? I get that. People always are resistant to change. I understand that.
Like you.
At the same time, just because the franchise has changed to become something different doesn't mean it's bad. You know what I mean? This is to me like
admittedly,
I
I've only
enjoyed
ever
the
played
Resident
3, never
Evil
played
games
1 or
when
2.
they changed in Resident Evil 4 and 5 and 6. A lot of people hated them and said, "Oh, that's not Resident Evil." I still liked those games. And I think what God of War did here is they brought a game that, quite frankly, if they just made God of War 4 play like God of War 3, I think it would have been very outdated and people would have criticized it. Instead, they turned it into something more epic, a much better story, amazing graphics, great gameplay, character development, all the things you want, side content, a whole new cast of characters, a whole new location, so that way it's not just the
Probably
same
not.
things that you
That
expect.
Sekiro
more
looks
Greek gods
awesome.
and stuff.
I played Metro before, and Metro was a great
the
game.
Turned out, in my opinion, to be a masterpiece.
The Metro that I played was amazing.
Really stands the test of time about God of War,
with my backlog of games, I just can't justify buying another game.
Get forgotten by the end of the year.
Next will be Monster Hunter World, then God of War, then maybe Prey.
First 2, 3, 4
I still got like Uncharted 4, never opened.
People don't talk about it and don't
Let's see what else we got. Fallout 4.
God of War that didn't happen. God of War remained
Homefront
at the
Revolution.
forefront of everyone's thoughts this entire
Mass Effect
year,
Andromeda.
and never really went away.
Not to mention all the games they got for the PlayStation Plus, free games. That's just so many free games and other games. Not counting the ones I got on Steam that I've never touched.
God of War still stayed in the conversation for Game of the Year and never really lost its spot
justify it,
when it came to that discussion. I love it. I love it, and what I like now is we know the game did so well. It's
I just can't
justify
justify buying more games when
it's going to continue. I cannot wait. For me, when I played God of War,
still
I was
in the
like,
plastic.
AAA
Hasn't even been opened yet.
Because for so many years, you played
Soon.
a AAA game. It's kind of underwhelming. It's a game that's only good with co-op. Finally, a game with single player. They took it seriously. They really went out of their way to make an amazing, outstanding game. And I appreciated it. And I hope that everyone here appreciates what Sony Santa Monica did, because we were in a rut here where we're in amidst a year
first world problems. I have so many games to play. I just don't have time to play them all.
Talk about in 2018 was Fortnite. And you get tired of it. Okay, I understand that Fortnite's a good game for a certain group of people. It's certainly not for me, and I'm tired of hearing about it. I am. I'd rather play an amazing single player game experience that's going to blow me away, that's going to resonate with me, and then I'm going to want to play more of this franchise moving forward. Not a stupid game that's a throwaway experience where you just run around killing people and building shit. You see what I mean? Like, with Fortnite being the most popular game of 2018, I'm happy we had a game like God of War that took a chance, because let's face it, changing God of War from what it was into something like this.
Check out Dante Crisis' new channel.
It could have been a huge gamble that didn't work out.
Oh, it's going to be making fun of DSP. This is going to be his channel making fun of DSP. Nice.
Back now, right? So, for me, I absolutely loved the fact that they took a chance and it ended up working out for them. God of War, by far, my game of the year for 2018. All right, everyone. A few shout-outs to give before we adjourn my Game of the Year awards for 2018. That Rich Republican.
Still at 103.
Did a 100-bit cheer and says, thanks for the great content. Keep it up. Chipe subscribed to the channel for the 4th month in a row. Thank you, Chipe. And Eternal Napalm cheered. He says, the characters were incredible in God of War. All of them superb. I agree. It was like, you liked, every character was interesting and fun. You wanted to know more about them. It wasn't like, oh God, these are just throwaway characters crammed in here as a foil to an end. Instead, it was, wow, these are robust, interesting characters that are adding to the lore of the Norse mythology, and I want to know more about where they fit in and who they are and stuff like that. So I agree with you there. Swaggins just cheered and says, well, Far Cry 5 didn't make it to either list. What would you have said about that game? Very simple.
I'd be about the only way I could play all these games if I did quit my job,
He's
but
following
not gonna happen.
Too much. Far Cry 5
My
really
health
didn't
benefits
innovate.
are amazing.
It was basically Far Cry 4 and Far Cry 3 with more modernized, a little bit more modernized mechanics, and the same kind of engine. Until Far Cry 5 innovates to the point where it feels like they've really advanced the franchise, it's not very interesting to me. Yes, I did a full playthrough of the game, but I wasn't blown away by it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I just thought it was kind of meh. So, of course, it's not going to make it to my most disappointing games. It's also not going to make it to my best games of the year countdowns for that very reason. Okay?
Only Far Cry game I ever played was Primal, and I got Platinum in that because that game was awesome.
For my Game of the Year countdown for 2018. I would like to say thank you to all of you who joined me.
I like that in Primal. You can play it once
streams
and get Platinum.
Any of you who
There's no need to play it 5-6 times just to beat it all.
We had high highs and low lows. We're finally sticking a fork in it. I know I did these countdowns
Fairy
this
Tale.
year because of my
Final season. Sad face.
But we're finally done.
Cardcaptor Secura.
You enjoyed this new interactive style of countdown. I hope that it was satisfactory to you rather than an edited style video.
I've watched an episode of Cardcaptor Secura.
And I want to say thanks.
It was
for
interesting,
watching.
but I couldn't find the other episodes at the
Thanks,
time, so I was like, all right, I'm done.
Who contributed during the live stream? That's really awesome for all of you. All right, thank you for that.
And I've watched like the first probably 10-15 episodes of Fairy Tale.
Darkside Phil signing off.
The rest I've never heard of.
Wow, I got a burp at the end of it. I certainly hope that you'll all join me for all the amazing and fun stuff that looks like it's going to be coming out in 2019.
And give me money for it.
Year. Thanks everyone for everything. Peace out.
Peace out. Give me money.
All right, folks. That's it for the countdown. Let's take about a 5-minute break. What I'm going to do is I'm going to swap over. You can see I downloaded the update for Black Ops. And actually what I need to do, hold on.
Another break, and then you come back for Dark.
I did
Black
download
Ops.
the update for Black Ops. I'm not going to have too much time.
Unfortunately, I got shit I got to do today.
Minutes to play, but I'll still have a little bit of time to play here.
I got like an hour and a half drive ahead of me, but worth it. Ooh, Crunchyroll.
Here we go. And
what is VRV?
And we'll play for a little bit, okay? But what I need to do is I need to change the stream settings completely in order to do this. Trust me, if
VRV
I didn't have
is
to,
digital
I wouldn't,
video
but I have to
platform.
completely restart the stream.
Launched 2016. That is owned by Outer Media.
So give me like 5 minutes.
Subsidiary
I'll go
of
use the
AT&T's Warner
restroom.
Media.
I'll change the settings, and then we're gonna do about, like I said, probably about 45 minutes or so.
Maybe I'll have to check it out.
Player until the stream, normal stream ending time of 4 p.m. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Boomerang now on VRV. Try free. And for how long though? Like how long is it free? Or oh, they have premium only, which I'm guessing costs money. Yeah, I'll have to look at it in the future. And with that, he goes on break and turns on his horrible, god-awful music. But yep, with that, guys, I got stuff I gotta do today. Thankfully, I already showered, so I just need to put regular clothes on, put on shoes, and get the heck out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I just knew this was going to be a shit show, and I was right. How do you shit on the Video Game Awards that hard? The Video Game Awards, they just pick God of War because they suck. They're shills. By the way, guys, #1 is God of War. Really? Really? Are you kidding me? But, oh well, what do you expect from the pig roach? Anyway, so I guess with that, I can't wait for Far From Home to come out. As always, and also again, check out, in fact, let me edit the description box. Dante's new channel. Not Chanel, channel. Save that. Alright guys, well, as always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have a wonderful day.